Hello all. In this session we'll discuss about the special function registers of 8051 microcontroller. So as you know, the internal RAM of 8051 microcontroller or the data memory of 8051 microcontroller is divided into general purpose registers, bit addressable registers, register banks, 4 register banks, and special function registers, also popularly called as SFRs. The 8051 microcontroller special function registers are used to program and control different hardware peripherals like timers, serial port, input output port, etc. In fact, by manipulating the 8051 microcontroller SFRs, you can assess or change the operating mode of 8051 microcontroller. The 8051 microcontroller special function registers act as a control table that monitor and control the operations of the 8051 microcontroller. So if you observe the internal RAM structure, of your 8051 microcontroller, the address space from 80 to FF is allotted for the SFRs. Out of these 128 memory locations 80 to FF, there are only 21 locations that are actually assigned to SFRs. Each SFR has one byte address and also a unique name which specifies its purpose. So all the 21 8051 microcontroller SFRs along with their functions and internal RAM addresses is given in this table. This table includes both 8051 and also 8052 microcontroller SFRs, but anyhow in today's class will restrict to only 8051 SFRs. So all the 21 SFRs of 8051 microcontroller are categorized into following groups. They are math or CPU registers A and B, status registers which is your program status word or your PSW register, pointer registers DPTR and stack pointer, input output port latches P0, P1, P2, P3, peripheral control registers PCON, SCON, TCON, TMOD, IE and IP, peripheral data registers TL0, TH0, TL1, TH1 and SBUF. This is the list of all your 8051 SFRs. So we'll go by one each in detail. So first about the accumulator register. The register A is located at the address E0H in the SFR memory space. So it can be named as A, or when in the program you can also use its address E0H. The accumulator register is the most important and mostly used 8051 SFR. The accumulator is used to hold the data for almost all the ALU operations. So some of the operations may be arithmetic operations like add, subtract, multiplication, etc. And logical operations like AND, or, not, etc. And data transfer operations, these may be between 8051 and the external memory. So the name accumulator came from the fact that this register is used to accumulate or store. It is generally used to accumulate or store the result of all arithmetic and most of the logical operations. Next, about the register B. The register B is used along with the accumulator in multiplication and division operations. These two operations are performed on data that are stored only in registers A and B. During multiplication operation, one of the operand, multiplier or the multiplicand, is stored in B register and also the higher byte of the result. And in case of the division operation, the B register holds the divisor and also the remainder of the result. It can also be used as a general purpose register for normal operations and is used as an auxiliary register to store temporary results. And the address of the register B is F0H. You can again, in the instructions, you can use the register B, the name or the address F0H. Next, program status word. So the detailed bit description of the PSW, program status word register, I have done in one of the video. Here in brief, we are discussing about the PSW. The PSW or program status word register is also called as flag register and is one of the very important SFR. The PSW register consists of flag bits which help the programmer in checking the condition of the result and also make decisions. Flags are 1-bit storage elements that store and indicate the nature of the result, that is generated by execution of certain instructions. Next, about the data pointer, DPTR register, the DPL lower byte and the DPH higher byte. The data pointer can be used as a single 8-bit register or as single 16-bit register or two 8-bit registers. DPTR doesn't have a physical memory address, but the DPL and DPH, the DPL and DPH have the addresses. DPL address is 82 and DPH 83. The DPTR register is used by the programmer for addressing the external memory. So external memory may be program memory or a ROM and the data memory RAM. Stack pointer. So SP, stack pointer, points out to the top of the stack. It points out to the top of the stack and it indicates the next data to be accessed. Stack pointer can be accessed using push, pop, call and return instructions. Usually call and return, they will be used for your subroutines. Push and pop directly whenever you want to load something onto the stack and whenever you want to retrieve the data from the stack. The stack pointer is a 8-bit register and upon reset the stack pointer is initialized with 07H. This is very important bit. Upon reset the stack pointer is initialized with 07H. When writing a new data byte into the stack, the SP is automatically incremented by 1 and the new data is written at an address SP plus 1. This is about the push operation. And when reading data from the stack, reading data or retrieving data or during the pop operation, when the data is retrieved from the address in the SP stack pointer and first the data is retrieved and after that the stack pointer is decremented by 1, SP minus 1. Next, about the input-output port latches. The 8051 microcontroller has 4 ports which can be used as input or output. These 4 ports are P0, P1, P2 and P3, and the corresponding addresses are 80, 90, A0 and B0H. Each bit of these SFRs correspond to one physical pin in the 8051 microcontroller. All these port registers are both bit addressable and byte addressable. Writing a 1 or 0 on the port register bit will reflect as an appropriate voltage, a 1 plus 5 volts, 0, 0 volts on the corresponding pin. PCON register, which is power control register. As the name suggests, it is used to control the 8051 microcontroller power modes and is located at 87H of the SFR memory space. Using the 2 bits of the PCON register, the microcontroller can be set to idle mode or power down mode. So during the idle mode, the microcontroller will stop the clock cycle to the ALU, but it is given to the other peripherals like timer, serial and the interrupts, etc. In order to terminate the idle mode, we need to use an interrupt or the hardware reset. In order to terminate this mode, we need to use the hardware reset. And during the power down mode, the oscillator will be stopped and the power will be reduced to 2 volts. To terminate the power down mode, we need to use again hardware reset. So apart from these two, the PCON register can also be used for other purposes like the SMOD bit. The SMOD bit in the PCON register is used to control the baud rate of the serial data transmission. Next, SCON serial control register. The serial control or SCON SFR is used to control the 8051 microcontroller serial port. It is located at an address 98H. Using SCON, you can control the operation modes of the serial port and the baud rate of the serial port and send or receive the data using the serial port. SCON register also consists of bits that are automatically set when a byte of data is transmitted or received. Next, about the TCON and TMOD register. TCON, timer control register. It is used to start or stop the timers of 8051 microcontroller. 8051 microcontroller has 2 16-bit timers. It also contains bits to indicate if the timers has overflowed. The TCON SFRs also consists of interrupt related bits. The lower 4 bits are used for interrupt related and the upper 4 bits are for the timer related operations. Next, TMOD. The TMOD or timer mode register is used to set the operating modes of the timer 0 and timer 1. So you know that there are 4 modes: mode 0, mode 1, mode 2 and mode 3. Mode 0 is 13-bit mode, mode 1 is 16-bit mode, mode 2 is auto reload and mode 3 is split timer mode. The lower 4 bits are used to configure timer 0. and the higher 4 bits are used to configure the timer 1. IE interrupt enable. The IE or interrupt enable register is used to enable or disable individual interrupts. If a bit is set, the corresponding interrupt is enabled, and if the bit is cleared, the interrupt is disabled. The bit number 7 of the IE, that is external enable, is used to enable or disable the interrupts. Enable all, EA. It is used to enable or disable all the interrupts. And next, interrupt priority register. The IP or the interrupt priority register is used to set the priority of the interrupt as high or low. If a bit is cleared, the corresponding interrupt is assigned lower priority. If it is cleared, cleared means whenever it is 0, it is given with low priority. And if the bit is set, it is given with the, it is assigned with the high priority. This is how we can assign the priorities to the 2 external and 3 internal interrupts of your 8051 microcontroller. Next is your peripheral data registers. First one, SBUF, serial data buffer. The serial buffer or SBUF register is used to hold the serial data while transmission or reception. So whatever the microcontroller has to transmit, the data will be first placed in the SBUF register and then it would be transmitted bit by bit. And during reception, the bit by bit data which is received on the serial port, it will be first received in the, it will be first holded in the SBUF register and then read by the microcontroller. And next is your TL0, TH0. The timer 0 consists of 2 SFRs, TL0 and TH0. These are related to timer 0. The TL0 is the lower byte and the TH0 is the higher byte, and together they form a 16-bit timer 0 register. Same thing with the TL1 and TH1 also. The TL1 and TH1 are the lower and higher bytes of the timer 0. So in this class we have seen the 8051 microcontroller special function registers, their addresses, structures and the reset values, and briefly about each and every register. Thank you.